Hi, this is Kristy of TangledWishes.com. I hope that you guys are doing great. It is Friday already, and again, more snow. I kind of laughed because my husband was blaming me the other day for all of the snow because I had previously around November said I really wanted a snowy winter, but I wanted it, and I was being specific that I wanted it during November, December, and January. And now that we're almost to the end of February and we're still getting dumped on, I take my manifestation back. It's done. Um, I wanted to talk a little bit about me. I received a phone call a couple days ago from a client whose father had unexpectedly passed away. And I had read for her, I would say a year and a half ago. And one of the things, if you've ever had a reading with me, you know that I say that I don't tell death dates. And even though I will tell you bad things, that's not what I do. I think that's why I hate the whole word psychic, and I really don't even like being called a psychic, but it's a label and it sticks. But because my whole gig, I guess, is more of a coaching thing. It's more of handing you the tools and showing you what will happen if you're on the path that you're on now and what happens if you take a different path. And it doesn't always involve the hooey, spooky bad stuff. Well, she called me and she was very upset that her dad had passed away. And I know that her emotions were quite heightened, but she took it out on me. She didn't know why I didn't tell her that her father was going to pass away and why I couldn't have given her that information in order to save him. He had a heart attack unexpectedly and did not survive. Well, with any reading that I do, I shake off the reading once everyone leaves my office or I hang up the phone. I used to keep all of everybody's worries and stress and everything on me, and honestly, it was making me go batty. So I physically shake. I physically shake the energy off of me so that I don't remember. When I start reading you again or talking to you again, the information tends to come back, but I don't keep like patient or client notes or anything like that because every reading I want to be fresh. So I had to sort of take a step back and sort of try to remember that year and a half ago when I read for her if I brought anything up about her dad. And I did recall that I had said that I was worried about some heart issues and that he needed to go to the doctor. But she had said he had just been to the cardiologist and he had been given a check, that he was fine. I tried to calm her and explain what the other side is about. And one of these videos, I will definitely do that for all of you too. But I knew that she needed a scapegoat, and I was that scapegoat. I don't see everything. I am human. I am not God. I've never once proclaimed that. Um, I sometimes you'll get a reading from somebody else and they'll pick up on a different thing that I didn't, and vice versa. We all work on different vibrations. So I read that vibration. I read those guides that come through off of that vibration. And sometimes people will pick up something else. Sometimes also things are just supposed to play out that way. That, whether it's destiny or however you want to, consider it, and maybe he just wasn't supposed to be saved. There's so many different elements in that formula that I couldn't even recognize because I am not all knowing. I don't know how it was supposed to be. Was he supposed to be saved? Could he have been saved? I have to say that I cried for like a day because I do want to be Superwoman. I do want to be able to save everybody. And unfortunately, I just can't. I took it to heart. I did. I put it on my shoulders and I took it to heart. And one of the other things that I work on, and I don't know if you guys know this, but for years and years I've worked on police investigations. And I have been getting an awful lot of people that have been sending me missing persons cases or anything from larceny to arson to, I mean, anything you can imagine that's unsolved. I've been getting a lot of people that have been sending me that. I really appreciate that you guys trust me enough to send all that to me, but I only work with law enforcement. And there's a story behind that too that you'll be able to read in an upcoming book, but I will only deal with that. And that's what I'll email you back. I only work with law enforcement. Especially if there's a criminal case behind it. Um, and I do that I volunteer my time doing that. I don't get paid. Sometimes they pay me gas or lodging, but for the most part, I don't get paid doing that. And I can only take a few a year because it's very, very challenging for me on an energetic level. Um, so I was dealing with this client who called me, and then I'm dealing with 3 different police cases that that are active, that I'm working on, and I'm going through a lot with it. It really is tiring. And I don't get a lot of sleep, as I've explained in other videos, because the spirits are constantly knocking. And so it's been a crazy few weeks with regards to guilt, because even with the police investigations, what I see, I give to them, and I want results now. And it doesn't work that way either. You know, they have to go through their process, and it's got to go through a legal process in order for it to. If I say the body's buried there and they're still trying to find a confession, or they're trying to get some sort of a hard evidence to dig, or they're waiting for spring thaw, you know, it really, it's difficult for me. And I am definitely not the one that solves crimes. I give law enforcement all of the credit. I am just another tool in their tool belt with that. So if you've sort of seen me reacting a little bit gloom and doom the last couple days on Facebook, that's why. And I wanted just to sort of explain not only my doom and gloom, because I feel really good, but more or less how like a typical day in Kristy is. I wish I could get the cameras to follow me, because you'd be surprised that I am not just, you know, eating bonbons, watching Oprah, and typing email readings. It's a really kind of a chaotic day for me. So there's a little bit of my life, and I hope you guys have a great weekend. Bye-bye. Believe in yourself.